Are we recording?
I don't know if we're in frame. I think you come.
Hey guys, Lauren Swiffer.
I'm sorry. Stop laughing. If you laugh one more time in my interview, good. Olá, gente! Estamos aqui com mais uma entrevista na LEC, hoje com o coach Swiffer da SK Gaming, que por sinal já vem com um bom resultado, já estão com 2 wins de 3. E coach Swiffer, maybe we can start the interview by talking about your off-season. What was it like for you guys? Did you guys actually have a break? Did you guys just really try hard in solo queue?
So we did take a week off. That we thought that was really necessary given the sometimes grueling nature of the competition, right? 3 games a week. I mean, you guys know the format, so I don't need to break it down. We told the guys that if they were going to play solo queue, what to look out for. The people that needed to pick up champions, we messaged, but we didn't enforce anything. We thought it was really, really important that they actually take time off, and the ones that wanted to go home from Berlin went home as well. So we've been practicing for 5 days prior to the beginning of this weekend.
And do you feel like that has been enough?
Not particularly. I don't think so. I think we're still kind of grasping what's strong, what's not strong. We're obviously like re-examining fundamentals. We know from the winter split that we have a lot to work on, especially in like the early game. So it's difficult to juggle.
Don't tell me about SK's early game. What is that? Every time I think we're going to lose, and then it's just a win.
Oh, this was like a positive thing.
No, not necessarily. If it was a positive thing, you guys would have looked convincing.
Lara, I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. So yeah, let's talk about that early game a little bit, huh? You know what? It's getting there. I think the framework is in place. It's now a matter of practice and execution, and maybe some other thing as well. But like, it's whatever. It's getting better.
And is Fnatic the best team to, like kind of prove that things are getting better?
Given the sample size, they actually did look pretty good against XL yesterday, like in the early parts of the game anyway. So actually, and considering how bad we looked generally in the early game, I think that actually is a fairly good indication that when things fall into place, it tends to be good. We just need to make it a lot more consistent than, once every 4 games.
All right. And now that we are a split in, looking at the team, I'm sure that the way that you guys began to play, you probably already had some voices that were stronger in the team. And I'm wondering if there has been any change and if any players are stepping up. And I ask that especially because when I think of Exakick, I think that he was obviously popping off in the previous season, and I wonder if that has made him progressively more vocal.
So in a perfect world, right, you have everyone that understands like what they need to do in the game, and then they communicate what they need to do, and then if somebody doesn't see what somebody else can do, that's like the level of communication that you need, right, when you need to call someone in. We do have strong voices. I think everyone likes to have input. I think that when people feel like other people aren't fulfilling their responsibilities or talking through their responsibilities, that they feel like they need to do it as well, which is something that we're addressing as well. But yeah, generally speaking, like Markoon, Certus, Exakick are all like big voices in the team, and so trying to find like a balance between that is like part of the ongoing mission.
What would you say is like the ideal setting for a team then?
In terms of communication?
Yeah, well, at least in terms of who the main voice is going to be. I'm sure it's different in any team, but to your view, like what would benefit a team like SK the most?
Yeah, I think just because we do have a rather young roster, it's really difficult for one person to kind of shoulder the responsibility. I also think it would be difficult just generally for one person to shoulder the responsibility unless they were like nuts, right? And that was the thing that they did. That's okay as well. but what we try to strive for is kind of like each player understands their contribution to like what makes the team successful, and within those confines, like that's what they're supposed to just basically perform at like a 7 out of 10 in the area that we think is important for them. And so in an ideal situation, what ends up happening is somebody wants to do something in the game, they get given the information to do it, and they do it. Right? There's no don't do this, like whatever, blah, 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 because generally speaking, like, because we are a young team, we're not going to see everything or every possibility in the game. So it's better to kind of like make those mistakes and then learn from it rather than to tell people what not to do.
Sounds good. You sounded very smart just now. Are you proud of yourself?
Thank you.
It's really impossible to have a super serious interview, and I do appreciate all your insight now, but
hey, it's a little bit of levity with a little bit of insight. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. And that said, I would really like to bring some more of the fun side for the final question of the interview, and maybe we can talk a little bit about how are the guys shaping up in the team? Who do you think is
like at the gym, or
no, not particularly.
Oh, okay.
But you can tell me about that too. Who has the most gains currently?
They
do lift a lot of weights. Actually, they are constantly working out. Those guys, are they working out and playing solo queue enough?
Yeah, I would say that they're working out and playing solo queue enough.
But are they working out more than playing solo queue? Because
I mean, that would be a feat if they managed to work out more than they were playing solo queue. But no, I actually. Who's made the most gains? I think like they're all consistently kind of like reaching their goals, and that's the main thing.
Wow, you must be so proud. Do you feel emotional when like your players perform well?
Yeah, in a positive way.
I was gonna say, like, do you feel emotional? Like, oh, look at my children.
When they do the right thing, I'm like, wow, we wouldn't have done that before. Like, look at them grow. Look at them go. Do
you tell them that, or do you just you're kind of like a rough dad that just keeps it and never?
I don't compliment anyone. No, I do. Yeah, no, I give out compliments sparingly.
And okay,
I balance the mood.
I didn't say you didn't.
Okay.
You're being very defensive right now. So, okay, next question. Who's the biggest clown of the team?
Biggest clown?
Yeah.
I think Daniel makes the most people laugh.
Yes. Okay, next question.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah. Quick fire.
Quick fire,
yes.
But I have to come up with the questions really fast. Yeah. Quick fire, Dawson X a kick. Is it a bromance?
It is. And you know what? It has the ups and downs of a bromance as well. And that is, but you know what? It's good. They know each other well. They know their limits. And it's really nice to see them flourishing together.
That was very sweet, Swiffer. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Do you want to quick fire something?
Quick fire something to you? No.
Lovely. Then we can end the interview here, or it's going to get really awkward. So see you guys in the next one.
Bye.